Okay. Which unit would you use to measure the mass of a paperclip? So milligrams is for measuring pills, so it's not that. Grams is used for measuring small objects, so it's likely a gram, but let's look at the third option. Kilograms used for large objects, so it's not that. Which unit would you use to measure the mass of a watermelon? Grams is small objects, so it wouldn't be that. Kilograms is larger objects, so it's likely that. And it's definitely not a milligram, which is pill size, like very small. How many grams are 1 kilogram? There are 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram, and that's what you use for conversions. So if a bag of apples weighs 3 kilograms, you multiply this by 1,000 grams over 1 kilogram. The kilograms cancel out, and you're left with 3 times 1,000 grams, which is 3,000 grams. A pencil weighs 25 grams. About how many pencils would weigh 1 kilogram? So if a pencil weighs 25 grams, that means you'd need at least 4 to get 100 grams. And knowing that 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams, you would need to multiply both numbers by 10, so you'd get 40 pencils. Which is the best estimate for the mass of a math book? 2 grams, too small. 2 kilograms, probably the answer. 2 milligrams, definitely not the answer, so the answer is 2 kilograms. Which is heavier, 500 grams or 1 kilogram? 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. Here, now that we do this, it's more obvious to us that 1,000 grams is larger than 500 grams, therefore 1 kilogram is larger. A cat weighs 4 kilograms. If it gains 1 kilogram, how much does it weigh now? 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. It weighs 5 kilograms now. You use different units of measurement. Like they all mean this. You can all make them mean the same thing, but it's easier to say 1 gram than it is to say like 0.001 kilograms. So that's why you just have like different measurements in like relation to size. You could always use whatever you want, but the temperature at noon is 82 degrees Fahrenheit. By evening, it drops 17 degrees Fahrenheit. What is the temperature in the evening? So this is 12. This becomes 7, 6. 12 minus 7 is 5. The temperature is 65 degrees Fahrenheit by the evening. Which temperature is colder? So here, if you draw a line, 0 degrees, -1 degrees. -1 degrees is closer to the left, meaning it's a lower number, meaning it is colder. Which temperature is warmer, 45 degrees Fahrenheit or 75 degrees Fahrenheit? The higher temperature here is 75 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's the right answer. The temperature in the morning is 60 degrees Fahrenheit. By the afternoon, it rises 20 degrees Fahrenheit. What is the new temperature? 60 plus 20 is equal to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Which temperature would most likely describe a summer day? 32 degrees Fahrenheit is very cold. You need coats, so probably not a summer day. 70 degrees Fahrenheit is a bit chilly. You do still need a coat, maybe if you're particularly susceptible to cold. So not that either. Probably 9 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like beach going weather. Which temperature would most likely describe snowy weather? So if 95 degrees is the same as beach going weather and 60 degrees is just like cold weather, but like you don't need a jacket, then 25 degrees, which is the lowest temperature there, would likely best describe a snowy day. A puppy weighs 2 kilograms. How many grams does it weigh? So 2 kilograms. And the unit you're getting rid of goes on the bottom. So 1 kilogram, which is equal to 1,000 grams. You cancel out the kilograms. You're left with 2 times 1,000. So 2,000 grams. A watermelon weighs 5 kilograms. If you cut it in half, how many grams does each half weigh? So 5 divided by 2. 2 goes into 5 2 times. 1 becomes 0. This becomes 0. 2 goes into 10 5 times evenly, so 2.5 kilograms. And then do the same thing over 1,000 grams and 1 kilogram because you're trying to get rid of the kilograms. You do that. 2.5 times 1,000 is 2,500. A cake recipe calls for 250 grams of flour. How many kilograms is that? 250 grams. Okay, this time the unit that you want to get rid of is grams, so it goes on the bottom over 1 kilogram. So you do this. Sorry, not that. You get rid of the grams. So 250 divided by 1,000 would be 0.250. And since you got rid of the grams, you have 0.250 kilograms. In the morning, the temperature is 55 degrees Fahrenheit. By the night, it drops by 10 degrees Fahrenheit. What is the temperature at night? In the morning, the temperature is 55 degrees, drops by 10, so it'd be 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Yesterday's temperature was 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, it is 15 degrees warmer. 68 plus 15, 8 plus 5 is 3, 161 is 83. 83 degrees.